wanna say anything, cause if I do I might say the wrong words. Oh no. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't we find a single reason not to say goodbye? Oh, if I said what's on my mind, would you stay with me tonight? If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. Oh, would that make you run and hide? Don't know what to do anymore. I'm out of options, nothing's working. I'm out of service.
Everybody out there, all my MDK gang members out there, go check out Cold TV. I checked it out myself. That shit's dope as hell.
Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pro Wrestling 60, where we recap everything that happened this past week in the world of professional wrestling. I'm Xlj the Og, joined by my partner in crime, my brother from another mother, Mr. B-Roll.
How are we doing out there, world? And I don't know about you, but those in the Midwest like us maybe saw some white powdery stuff.
And we're not talking about a Father James Mitchell party. No. We're talking snow. And this is the stuff from the sky. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, a little snowy day here in the Midwest, but
I feel like it's a little bit too early. I don't know about you, but
well, as per usual here, we typically just jump right from summer into winter. We don't have a fall anymore. It's non-existent. I love fall, and it's sad. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. It's going to be back here on Cold TV live and in color for this special episode of Pro Wrestling 60. Of course, took the week off last week, but we're back at it again, and we got so much to talk about because so much has happened in the world of pro wrestling this past week. So that being said, B-Roll, I'll let you hit us with that sweet, sweet line so we can get things underway here this week.
Yes, indeed. We got a lot to talk about this week. A little bit of all over the place. I'm especially excited. A lot of good, meaningful wrestling happening in Japan right now. So
got a lot that happened in Japan. So
yeah, I am excited. Without further ado, the clock starts now.
Yes, and you mentioned it, a lot going on in Japan because B-Roll, it's official. We are on the road to Wrestle Kingdom 20. Yeah, I had to do that. I'm telling you, this is like the best time of year. I feel like Wrestle Kingdom is one of the most amazing shows, and honestly, this one's already shaping up to be what could be one of the biggest Wrestle Kingdoms of all time. And a lot happened in this past week in the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling to set that up. So let's talk about it. First, we're going to go back a little bit farther. We're going to go all the way back to the November 2nd final homecoming show because quite a bit happened on this show. Of course, first off, it was the finals of the Super Junior Tag League, and damn House of Torture. I mean, I like Doki, don't get me wrong, but fuck House of Torture.
Yeah.
Doki and Sho, not only did they win the Super Junior Tag League, they did a clean sweep. They did not lose one matchup in this tournament, which I don't know if that's been done before. If it has been done, it's few and far between. But they pretty much just ran the gauntlet, went through everybody. And Doki is like the kingpin in New Japan right now when it comes to the juniors division. He is the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. He is also one half of the IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions, along with Sho here. And now he's the winner of the Super Junior Tag League. You could easily say nobody has had as dominant of a year as Doki has had in New Japan. But nonetheless, they are our Super Junior Tag champs. I don't know who the hell's going to challenge them for him, honestly, in the Wrestle Kingdom. I mean, there's some teams out there, but I can't see anybody stopping them anytime soon, especially with the House of Torture bullshit, you know? It's such a damn shame because Doki is such a talented wrestler. It's just hate that faction. But anyways, I could spend a whole hour and something talking about my hatred for House of Torture. But congratulations go to Doki and Sho as they won the Super Junior Tag League 2025. But also on this show, a big matchup for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. Champion Yota Tsuji defending against the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, because as we all know, this is it. This is it. Like Michael Jackson says, it is getting down to the wire as the ace only will have a couple more months to wrestle actively. This was a big matchup for him, of course, and a big matchup, too, for Yota Tsuji. Almost a passing of the guard, as Yota Tsuji would defeat Hiroshi Tanahashi and retain his Global Heavyweight Championship. More on him. But let's talk about the main event of Final Homecoming. It was Hiroki Goto getting his rematch for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship against your new champion, Konosuke Takeshita. This would be Takeshita's first title defense. And I can tell you out of the gate, man, Takeshita, he had his hands full. This was a hell of a matchup, as you could imagine. A lot of back and forth. I honestly thought there were some moments I was like, holy shit, Goto's going to do it. But nonetheless, the Alpha would defeat Hiroki Goto and retain his IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And this was our match of the week here this week on PW60. It's a tremendous encounter. Go back and watch this, especially if you have New Japan World. But let's talk about the end of the night, where we would find out who could possibly step up and face Konosuke Takeshita at the Tokyo Dome.
Who is it?
Other than Yota Tsuji has stepped up into that role. And folks, this is a generational matchup. You have got two of the top alphas in their respective companies, even though, yes, Takeshita is all over the place here, but still. This is going to be a hell of a matchup. And yes, it is going to be title for title. The IWGP Heavyweight Championship against the Global Heavyweight Championship. Folks, this is your Wrestle Kingdom 20 main event. Champion versus champion. Title for title. Easily two of the top young talents going at it for the one of the richest prizes in all of professional wrestling. It doesn't get much better than this. This was kind of one of those things when this got revealed, it was like, oh my God, why didn't I even think of that? Because you and I had long talks about like, well, what's going to be the Wrestle Kingdom main event? Will Takeshita retain? Who's going to face Takeshita? This makes absolutely perfect sense because we talked about the Three Musketeers in New Japan, their evolution here, this new version. And I've said for the long time, I still think Shoto can be like the face of New Japan. But right now, it's Yota Tsuji's time. Yota Tsuji is leading the pack of the Three Musketeers. And there's a good possibility he could walk out of the Tokyo Dome as a double champion. What do you think of this matchup? Because, I mean, I think this is going to be a tremendous matchup. Matter of fact, I'll go as far as to say I think this is the best matchup that New Japan, AEW, all companies involved could have booked for the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, I'm gonna completely agree. Because I mean, Suji, he may have been like, because I remember when he debuted, he was kind of like the last of like the Three Musketeers to have like
Yeah.
their big
Hmm.
grand debut, right? And then it was like after he debuted, we start having all this talk about the new Three Musketeers and yada yada yada, and you know you have Red Narita doing House of Torture crap, which is
Is
House
what
of
it is.
Torture.
Yep.
Um, I like you, like I feel like Shooter, like if I was a betting man, that's who I would have picked, but there's something to say about Suji. He
The
has the
thing of
look,
it,
he has the
yes,
charisma.
yes, I will say Suji has grown on me over the past year too, but like you can just tell like okay, he's the guy. He's the
Yeah,
next heir apparent. It makes perfect sense. Um,
and I still think like you made the comment the other day. It was about something else, but like I think Suji is going to walk so that Shooter can run, if that makes
yes,
sense.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's going to be the first one, I think, to really kind of um, go into the upper echelon of competitors. Matter of fact, if you look at the original Three Musketeers, dear, I would say probably the most well known of those would be the Great Muta. But if you look at the trajectory of their careers, the first one to truly have success at a main event level was Masahiro Chono. So could be a very similar case here as well.
Hmm.
The thing of it is, folks, with Wrestle Kingdom, it's the biggest show of the year in Japan. One of the biggest shows of the year in pro wrestling, period. And you go into some of these and you got these title matches, and it seems like maybe they're kind of like, okay, these guys are in the right place at the right time. It makes sense to do this, yada yada, whatever. But there's only select few main events that happen and you look back on and you talk about them from years to come. And in my opinion, I think this is going to be one of those main events because like this match has everything. Both these guys' styles very similar. Their build is very similar. They're both passionate about what they do. This is going to be a truly epic Wrestle Kingdom main event and definitely deserving of that title for sure. But let's also talk about what happened at New Japan Road in Anjo as the Ace went one on one with one half of the IWGP Junior, or I'm sorry, one half of the IWGP Tag Team Champions, Yuta Ice. Of course, Tanahashi would pick up the win, but the moment everybody's talking about, folks, the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada returned in his hometown there to officially challenge Hiroshi Tanahashi, Wrestle Kingdom 20 in the Tokyo Dome. Folks, we are going to run it back one last time. This is going to be Hiroshi Tanahashi's last matchup of his wrestling career. It will take place in the Tokyo Dome, and it will take place against his greatest rival, Kazuchika Okada. I got goosebumps just saying that. Like, this is the perfect matchup for Tanahashi. This makes the absolute most sense for his last matchup to be against Okada. Because the thing of it is, people can say like Okada's greatest rival is Kenny Omega. Man, it's up there. But the thing of it is, that rivalry does not happen if Okada doesn't have the rivalry with Tanahashi. Because here's the thing, Tanahashi kept that company afloat for a long time and even brought them back to prominence. And then the torch was handed to Okada. And I mean, he ran with it and took it to another level. And here we are, full circle. I mean, you can't write it any better. You really can't. Like, and the fact of the matter is, also, as Okada said in the press conference, this isn't the Rainmaker that New Japan knows. This is the Rainmaker from AEW that's going to be coming January 4th to the Tokyo Dome to put an end to Hiroshi Tanahashi, the Ace, one last time. Like I say, this you can't ask for a better scenario, better matchup. This is going to be insane, and this is also part of Wrestle Kingdom 20. Like, just those two matches alone is worth the price of admission. You can tell there's a reason why they've already sold like one of the highest gates so far a Wrestle Kingdom in the Tokyo Dome to date.
Yeah, like I'd be okay. Like you can give both those matches like a 60-minute time limit, and they can both go 60 minutes, and I'm gonna be perfectly okay with it.
Yeah, this is what you want. This is what everybody wants. This is just I can't put it in enough words. We've got a lot of time between now and January 4th, but just enjoy the ride, folks, because this is going to be one hell of a matchup at Wrestle Kingdom in the Tokyo Dome. But speaking
I'll
of,
say, I will admit
yes,
on the internet, I was dead wrong because me and you had a discussion about this, and I made the comment. I was like, I feel like Okada Tanahashi is the least likely one, and I was dead wrong.
and never
I
have
had
you been so happy to be wrong, right?
yes,
Yeah.
this is true because it's just like I had it so flip flop because I thought it was gonna be like Takeshita Tanahashi, like one last shot at the title, but like really
No,
with
this makes so much
both of
more
these
sense.
both of these matchups, it's so much better than like
Mm-hmm.
what we could even imagine. So
Yeah, we really can. I mean, it's going to be a tremendous spectacle with Tanahashi and Okada, and you're going to close it out with an all-out war for the IWGP and Global Championship. But that's not the only matches. I mean, look what else we have here. We have another double championship matchup, as it's all on the line for the IWGP Women's and the New Japan Strong Women's Championship, with Suri defending against Saya Kamatani, who Saya Kamatani, also the Stardom World Champion, is having easily one of the best years of any pro wrestler today. And she could very well walk out with 3 championship belts, essentially, come Tokyo Dome. And of course, we're also going to see the New Japan Pro Wrestling debut of Olympian Aaron Wolf, who will challenge Evil for the Never Openweight Championship. Look for more matches to be announced in the coming weeks here on PW60. I do believe also, I don't know if it's official, but I believe there is a 4-way matchup for the number 1 contendership for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship that will also be taking place at Wrestle Kingdom. But like I say, stay tuned in the coming weeks here on PW60, and we'll have plenty more for you on the road to Wrestle Kingdom. And also, it's that time of year. New Japan Pro Wrestling's World Tag League is set to begin, and the brackets have been officially revealed. Now, in the A block, you've got Bushimon, which of course is Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi, multiple-time winners. You have Toru Yano and Bolton Oleg will team up. Listen to this team: Yota Tsuji and Gabe Kidd are going to be a team in the World Tag League. That's crazy, man. You got Evil and Don Fale will be a tag team from House of Torture. Fuck them. Taichi and Satoshi Kojima will be a tag team in the World Tag League. And El Desperado and Suji Ishikawa will team up as well. Then you have Shingo Takagi and Driller Maloney. Of course, you got a lot of these Bullet Club / former LIJ members teaming up, which I think is pretty cool. And rounding out A block, you've got Yujiro Takahashi and Chase Owens. Now, in the B block, you have your IWGP Tag Team Champions, the Knockout Brothers. Of course, Oscar and Yuta Ice. Then we have Zack Sabre Jr. and Ryo Owai will be in action as well. And Monster Sauce is back, baby. Lance Archer and Alex Sane. I'm super hyped about that one. Also, you got this newfound team, and I think who could be one of the favorites to walk out of the World Tag League: Shoto Umino and Yuya Uemura. David Finlay and Hiromu Takahashi will team up. And then you've got United Empire's Great Okan and Callum Noom, Rin Narita and Sanada from House of Torture. And rounding it out, Hiroshi Tanahashi competing in his last World Tag League, and his partner will be none other than your New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television Champion, El Phantasmo. So World Tag League kicks off on November 20th. Stay tuned in the coming weeks here on PW60, and we will have more information and updates on the rankings then. Well, we mentioned it was a big week in Japan. Of course, Stardom's Crimson Nightmare event took place, and this was a big one too because this was Momo Watanabe getting her shot at the Stardom World Championship. Of course, she won the 5-star Grand Prix, going up against her fellow stablemate and the dominant Saya Kamatani. Of course, Saya Kamatani would retain her Stardom Championship. So once again, I if you can find me I'm not saying a better female. If you can find me a better wrestler that's having a year than her, I want to see it because I mean she just has an aura around her that's just untouchable right now. But tremendous main event. But some other big news that happened on this show too as well. We have a new World of Stardom champion or a Wonder of Stardom champion, as Konami would defeat Starlight Kid for that championship. I do understand, I believe Konami and Momo Watanabe are both technically going to be out for a little while now with injuries. So we want to wish them well. Hope we get to see them back in the ring. But this was a tremendous show. Of course, Stardom's big show will be coming up here in a couple of months. I think it's at the end of December. So we'll have more information for you in the coming weeks here on PW60 about that, as well as the Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Tournament. Of course, this is Stardom's equivalent to the World Tag League, and the brackets have officially been revealed. Now, on the Red Goddess side, you've got Natsuki Tora and Ryuka teaming up, as well as Natsupo and Sara Onaya. And we also have Yuna Mitsumura and Mia Sarai, Hina and Rana Yagami, Waka Tsukimi and Ryan. And I apologize, I know I'm butchering the names. Where's light skin when you need them? I'm not going to butcher this name, though. Bosilla teaming up with Akira Kuragan. And we also have Teleko and Osita and Sarai and Miku Kani. Now, on the Blue Goddess sides of things, we have Saya Lida and B. Priestley, Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kurai, Suri and Saki Kashima, Amy Sore and Lady C, Hanako, and a partner that will be revealed, which I believe was revealed to be none other than Megan Bain will be returning to Stardom. So please let them get to the finals so they can go against Bosilla and her partner. That's all I'm asking. Asumi and Mio Amasaki, Suzu Suzuki and Rina Yamashita, and Konami and Rina. They will all be competing in the Goddess of Stardom tournament. Try saying that 5 times fast. And of course, we will have the results for that for you as well here on PW60. All right, let's switch gears here. Now let's talk about AEW from this past week. And we got to talk about Dynamite, which a lot was on the line in this show because this was all about getting the advantage in the upcoming men and female blood and guts matchup. Of course, you had Orange Cassidy go up against Claudio Castagnoli to kick things off. Of course, Claudio would get the win there and get the one up towards the advantage. And by the way, how this is working is it's not just one matchup. It's like a best of 3 matchup, which I think is really cool. This is the first year they've done it. And it's been pretty cool because Darby Allin will go up against Daniel Garcia later in the night and get a win, thus to tie the series. And the tiebreaker would be at Collision. We'll talk about that here momentarily. Meanwhile, on the women's side of things, we do have to report, unfortunately, Queen Aminata has suffered an injury and will be out and will not be able to compete in the tag tournament, as well as she won't be able to compete in the upcoming Blood and Guts match. So wish her well. But replacing her is one Mina Shirakawa. She went one-on-one against Megan Bain. Of course, Megan Bain would defeat her to get one-up advantage for her team. But also, we got to talk about the main event on this one. The Ops defending the Trios Championships against Hangman Adam Page, Eddie Kingston, and Hook. Of course, the Ops would retain their Trios Championship. And also, speaking of championships, we got to talk about the tag team tournament in the women's division when a huge upset as Harley Cameron and Will Nightingale defeated Mercedes Moné and Athena. Harley getting a pin on Athena. And we now know because of that, Harley Cameron will get a shot at the Ring of Honor Women's Championship against your forever champion Athena. So I don't know, man. Don't count Harley Cameron out. She's our girl. We love Harley. Like I would. How awesome would that be if she's the one to defeat her? I don't think it's gonna happen, but man, if it did, holy shit,
Yeah, no kidding.
it'd be amazing. But well, let's talk about Collision from this past Saturday night. Of course, once again, a lot on the line, especially going into Blood and Guts, as in the advantage matchup. So in the men's, in the tiebreaker, kind of an upset, I would say. Roderick Strong defeated John Moxley, and thus the conglomeration team, along with Darby Allin, will get the advantage at Blood and Guts. Now, on the female sides of things, you had Jamie Hayter pick up a win for her team against Sky Blue. However, it would be settled with Harley Cameron going up against Tekla. Unfortunately, Tekla would get the win, and thus the Tekla's team, the Triangle Madness, along with Megan Bain, Marina Shavir, and Mercedes Moné, will get the advantage at Blood and Guts this upcoming Wednesday. Also on this show, we got to see great opener with FTR going up against Juice Robinson and Austin Gunn. Speaking of great matchups, holy shit, that TNT Championship match with Kyle Fletcher and Ace Austin was a damn good matchup.
Yeah.
Awesome matchup. But we mentioned Blood and Guts. It is on the horizon. I can't believe it. It's finally here, B-Roll. It is this Wednesday on Dynamite, which will take place from Greensboro, North Carolina, the historic Greensboro Coliseum. And this year we are in for a treat because we're getting not one but two Blood and Guts matches. Of course, on the men's side, we got the Death Riders will be going up against Darby Allin, along with Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, Kyle Fletcher, and Roderick Strong. And, of course, we know the advantage will be going to the collaboration team. Then on the female side of things, it's so big. We got 12 total competitors, 6 on each side, as we're going to see the Triangle Madness teaming up with Megan Bain, Mercedes Moné, and Marina Shavir going up against Toni Storm, Mina Shirakawa, Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, Harley Cameron, and Jamie Hayter. It's going to be a hell of a matchup. Cannot wait this upcoming Wednesday. But you know what? That's not the only matchup at Blood and Guts, too. We've also, we're going to get a Falls Count Anywhere matchup. Hangman Adam Page against Powerhouse Hobbs from the Ops. Smojo's going to be probably involved in this one, too. Hangman, you better watch your back, my friend, because you have got your hands full with the Ops. Also, we do know Ric Flair and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat will also be in attendance as well as part of Blood and Guts. So it's going to be a supersized edition of Dynamite this upcoming Wednesday. Cannot wait. Of course, we'll have the results for you here next week on Pro Wrestling 60.
Let's ask the question that's on everybody's mind.
What's that?
Is Ric Flair going to get some color at Blood and Guts?
All he has to do is just walk.
Walk in.
That's it. Well, of course, after we do Blood and Guts, we're going to be right. It's going to be right around the corner. Full Gear is sneaking up on us. It'll be here Saturday, November 22nd, live on pay-per-view. Of course, so far we know it will be Hangman Adam Page defending that AEW World Championship against Samoa Joe. Also, the AEW Women's Championship is on the line with Chris Statlander defending against your TBS champion Mercedes Moné. Speaking of championship gold, we got some more matches here too as well. We know Brodito will defend the tag titles against FTR, and the TNT title will be on the line once again. The stipulation's been agreed to. It's no DQ though. Kyle Fletcher against Mark Briscoe, but remember, if Kyle Fletcher wins, Mark Briscoe loses, then he has to join the Don Callis family. Not sure how that would work for old Mark, but I don't know. A lot is on the line coming up on November 22nd. Also, we know it's going to be the first ever $1 million trios matchup. as you've got Kenny Omega teaming up with Jurassic Express to go against Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks. And we also found out there will be a Casino Gauntlet match to determine the first ever AEW National Champion. Of course, AEW introduced another title. It's a hot topic from this past week in the world of pro wrestling. And we'll talk about that a little bit more here on PW60. But that is your updated Full Gear card so far. Of course, stay tuned in the coming weeks. We'll have some more information on Full Gear for you. Well, it's that time of the show. Let's go to our good friend Spicy Guac with a spicy take.
It's your boy Spicy Guac, and whilst I'm doing activities that should only be performed by professionals, it reminded me we don't have enough matches that involve driving. Like, there's only really been a handful of matches that have anything to do with cars, moving vehicles, wrestling on top of them. Like, we need more of that. Why don't we have more of that?
I kind of get what you're saying, but like I just got go back and watch King of the Road. That's why, Spicy. Well, thank you so much for that.
What was the one they did like in the back of the?
That's King of the Road. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dustin Rhodes and Blacktop Bully lost their jobs. Got them old. That was like 95, brother. People watching our show right now, they're like, huh? Unless you're an old head like us, which we appreciate. We appreciate all of you. We love all of you. Well, let's go back to Japan because a lot more happened there, including in Pro Wrestling Noah. Their Star Navigation show took place, and it kicked off with the Noah Junior Grand Prix tournament began. So in first round action, you had Kai Fujimura defeat Wanta Miyaki. Suja Kondo defeated Black Minsori. Ninja Mac defeated Alejandro. And rounding out first round action, Hiromu Takahashi defeated Daike Odasami. So that tournament is under the way, but there's a lot of big moments on this show, including this shocker. We have new Pro Wrestling Noah GHC Tag Team Champions, and yes, it is Hank and Tank, who you probably know from NXT, as they defeated Maisa Kitayami and Takashi Suguri. Little surprised on this one. I honestly didn't even know they were competing, if I'm being quite frank, and I'm like, oh, okay, they're on this show. But I didn't expect them to walk out as your GHC champions, so congratulations to them. But the big story coming out of this one, folks, we have a new GHC heavyweight champion, and you may recognize this gentleman as well. It is Yoshika Inamura. Of course, Yoshika Inamura competed there several months in NXT as part of his excursion. Also competed a lot in Progress as well. He would defeat Kenta for that GHC Heavyweight Championship, and he is now your new GHC Heavyweight Champion. So I got to be honest, I didn't really see this one coming either, but it makes sense, especially coming back from an excursion. So I think he's a very talented young man. I've enjoyed watching his style. I think, I believe he was on the Progress show I was at the Collective there a couple years back too, and I was really impressed. Tremendous talent, and of course, he's our Wrestler of the Week this week here on PW60. Is your new GHC Heavyweight Champion, Yoshika Inamura. Also this week, big show for DDT Pro Wrestling. It was their Ultimate Party 2025. This is one of their bigger shows of the year, and there was a lot that happened on this show as well, folks. First off, we have new KOD Openweight Tag Team Champions as Mao and Cannon would defeat Yuka Ino and Yukiya Naya, as well as Chichiro Hashimoto and Yu. This was a three-way tag team matchup. It was a great show. That was definitely one of the highlights of the show as well. But also on this show, a lot of people talking about this one. Technical masterpiece between Zack Sabre Jr. and Chris Brooks. I've had the privilege of watching Chris Brooks a couple times in person. great competitor. Very popular there over in Noah, over in Progress. Worked DDT a lot as well. But kind of this is what everybody's talking about. The afterwards is apparently, I guess, Zack Sabre Jr. and Chris Brooks are an item. So that's awesome, man. Congratulations to both of them. Like, I think that's cool as shit, especially like to have that type of a matchup and that type of a moment, and to have something like this and to be able to share it with the world. Because let's face facts, you would have done this 20, 25 years ago. I mean, you would have been booked in a stupid gimmick or some shit, or not taken serious. So it's cool, man. I mean, it's cool. Like, I think this is awesome, and you could tell just by looking at Sack's eyes and stuff, like just like his, like you can tell that they're truly in love. So, and man, if they're not, man, they're working the crowd pretty damn good. but nonetheless, congratulations to both of them, man. I think this was a cool fucking moment.
We love here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's all about love. That's what the world needs more than anything right now is love. So that's awesome,
write
man.
A song about that.
I think there are several songs about that. But anyways, needs now is love, a sweet love. Well, also on the show, we got to see the return of DDT's own Takeshita would make a homecoming. There would be a big tag team matchup as he team up with Kaisi Takichi, going up against Kasuda Higochi and Takeshi Masada. But let's talk about the main event. It was title for title. The KOD Openweight Championship and the DDT Universal Championship, winner take all. Yuka Ueno, your Openweight champion, would defeat Minoru Suzuki for that Universal Championship, combining the two. And he is now your KOD Openweight and DDT Universal Champion. I got to tell you, this young man is very impressive. Watched him for a little while now. You can just tell, like, he's another one of those guys, man, who, like, you give him the ball and he's going to run with it and he's going to deliver. So, tremendous matchup, tremendous show. But as great as all that was, man, for me, what stuck out the most was the matchup for the DDT Extreme Championship. And if you're familiar with DDT, the Extreme Championship is kind of like the equivalent to like a hardcore title or a 24/7 title. It's like, I guess you could call it like the gimmick title, so to speak. There's always a special stipulation with this title. And the stipulation for this particular matchup, it was a 5-way matchup. It was supposed to be a 5-way blindfolded death match where all competitors would be blindfolded. However, it did not go that way, as the champion sets the rules, and your champion Toye, I believe, decided he would flip things around, and thus the blindfold would actually be the referee. There's so much that happened in this matchup. Don't take my word for it. Just take a look at this clip from this matchup from DDT, their Ultimate Part. I mean, I can't even talk it up. Just check this out.
Ring out, but the referee is blindfolded.
The referee's blindfolded.
Inaudible for Matsui to listen to what the complaints of Tori.
Oh, a blatant low blow.
And another.
A third one, right in Toys. Make that 4.
Seems like Toy's gonna be the last of the Kojima dynasty.
And just to make it extra sure, with all 4 members.
That's Katsumata. Known to be a serial liar, nobody believes him.
We have is it a backtrack? We have the drill arm and the rocket punch as well.
It's almost the DDT Ryogoku staple at this point, the Ryogoku bear trap.
Sandwich between the 2 weapons. Toei, and very unfortunate. And the drill right up Toei's butthole.
Mecha Mummy's arms in action. Bear trap in the front. Oh no, more nipple action. Now Mecha Mummy's drill.
Right in Toei's drill as well. Channeling the inner crazy from the great Koji.
Oh, pelvic thrust from Toei.
Chop to the side.
Oh no, Honda caught in the bear trap.
Caught in his own trap. Cherry not looking at.
Fist drop into the bear trap.
Oh no! Bringing him to the shoulders of Toei.
Can't find the shoulder third.
An easy count. Still down. Oh!
Oh no!
What?
Referee thought that was the third count when it was only the first count. I don't think even the sound guy knows.
My thoughts exactly. What the hell? So yeah, there you go. If you want, you can catch a replay of that entire show over on the Wrestle Universe app. You can also catch a replay of this show too.
It's got a bear trap.
Bear trap, nipples, a drill, and the butthole, as they said. Yeah, I love pro wrestling.
A drill in his drill.
His drill. Yeah. Also, Tokyo Joshi Pro had their oh my god, I'm drawing a blank of the name of this show. All Rise took place this past week. Big matchup for the Prince of Princes Championship, literally, as J-Rod would challenge champion Mia Watanabe. Mia Watanabe would successfully retain her Prince of Princes Championship and thus continues her streak as one of the top Joshi wrestlers and at the top of the food chain there in TJPW. Also, our favorite tag team, Uber Eats, would retain their Princess Tag Team Championships against Himawara and Shinyo Sasaki. MLW's Women's World Featherweight title was on the line as champion Shoko Nakajima would successfully retain against Viva Fam. And the International Princess Championship was up for grabs as well, with Arusi Indo successfully retaining against Yuta Takami. So all the champions successfully retaining. And you can catch a replay of this as well on the Wrestle Universe app. So, but man, Japan was just stupid busy this past week. But you know who else was super busy this weekend too? Game Changer Wrestling would do their New England trip here, as they would run 3 shows this weekend and would actually make their debut in 2 states. So, first up, Friday night kicked off action with GCW You Wouldn't Understand. And I got to tell you, our champion Effie had his hands full this weekend because he's kicked it off Friday with a matchup defending the GCW title against Shotzi Blackheart. Of course, he would successfully retain. Also, we got to see everybody's favorite idol, Maki Ito, who would return to GCW and would be involved on all of these shows. And love that Danhausen. Danhausen was in action as well, going up against Priscilla Kelly on this show. But let's talk about the Saturday night show. Massacre in Maine, which would be GCW's debut in Maine. This was a tremendous card, too. Main event, Effie defending the GCW championship against Hall of Famer Ricky Morton. Of course, Ricky's son, Kerry, would come out and have something to say about that, and thus this ended up turning into a big trios matchup. Danhausen and Shotzi Blackheart. That was wonderful. I love how Shotzi's enthusiasm is like, no, I want to be cursed. I want to be cursed. So, I got to tell you, the matchup for me, though, on this card was Fandle 48 going against Matt Tremont, Bear Bronson, and somebody who I had never seen before and I'm a huge fan of now, Gabby Forza, Nomi, who, yes, her gimmick is she's like a gnome, kind of. She loves gnomes. So, nonetheless, that's a fun-ass matchup. She's an incredible talent, too. So check out this show. You can catch a replay of it on Triller. And rounding out the action, GCW made their debut in Vermont with Green Mountains and me. Effie would once again defend his GCW championship against that Danhausen, and he would retain. Daddy was busy this weekend, but Daddy got things done, and he is walking out of a tremendous 3-day weekend as you're still your GCW champion. Also got to see father and son one-on-one with Ricky Morton going up against Kerry. Also got to see, this was probably my favorite matchup of the night, Billy Starks against Shotzi Blackheart for the JCW championship. Tremendous matchup. Also, a huge shout out to, I believe it's Green Mountain Wrestling. This is their that company there in Maine. They typically, in Vermont, they typically run in the hall they were in, but they were heavily involved in that show. They showed a package of them too on Triller, and I went and looked them up too. They're a pretty fun promotion, so check them out. But you can catch a replay of all these GCW shows from this past weekend over on Triller TV. Also, a big weekend too, as Prestige Wrestling would host their last event in California, as it was Prestige and West Coast Pros Strength Beyond Strength took place this past weekend. And of course, it's the Los Angeles show, so you know our good close buddy, the Best Scout Machine, was on hand to see this show live and in color. That being said, let's go to the Best Scout Machine with the special report from Prestige and West Coast Strength Beyond Strength.
Follow Best Scout Machine or suffer the consequences. Haven't done that in a while. That would hurt me. Yep, that would hurt me. That's smarted. Oh, okay, that was louder. That's louder. Oh, the chin. I got that. Beautiful. Something's gonna happen. Oh. Yay. Oh, you're gonna do a thing. He did a thing. He's gonna do a thing. He's gonna do a thing. What are you gonna do? We're gonna do Asian crust for the homies. Oh. Okay. Power. One more time. Titus Alexander. And he's, oh! And it's good! Down it. Oh! Yay! And, oh, okay. I see you. Oh, hell! Oh, hell! Woo! Oh, this is beautiful right here. Oh. One, two. Nope. Oh, he lost sweat bits off him. Get him out of town. Think exciting. Does Roy Science have a happy trail? Turn around. Yeah, it's a happy trail. Hey. Oh, shit. Whoa. What's this, bro?
Well, there you see some of the action from Prestige and West Coast Pros Strength Beyond Strength. By the way, you can catch a replay of that over on YouTube, actually, believe it or not. So free to the public. Check it out, man. Good show. Well, let's talk about Ring of Honor on Honor Club from this past week. Was a big show. Kicked it off with a Trios Championship matchup with STP retaining against the Workhorsemen and Beef. Speaking of Beef, you got Los Ingobernables going at it against pretty much STP, it looks like, for the Trios Championship coming up here soon. So that'll be interesting. Finally, it happened, B-roll. The matchup between Trish Adora and Deonna Purrazzo as part of the ROH Pure Women's Championship Tournament. Of course, your girl, Deonna, would pick up the win as she would make Trish a tap out. So she has advanced in that Pure Women's title tournament. Also, we got to see in the main event for the Pure title, it was a qualifier matchup. Or what are we calling those nowadays? The Proving Ground match, I think. Yes. And Commander would pick up a win against the long-reigning Pure champion Lee Moriarty. And thus now he has pretty much booked him as a championship matchup on down the road. So, of course, you can catch a replay of all of Ring of Honor always every Thursday on Honor Club. We should get paid by them, too. You listen to Papa Comp?
Yes, we should.
Well, we got to talk about this because the wrestling world's really been talking about this the past couple of days. So, it came out a story, and it's, I don't know, you can interpret it for what it is. I do believe we've kind of like talked about what's happened essentially with Nixon Newell finally putting it out there. Or I shouldn't say finally, but just addressing it a couple of days later. Nixon Newell and Miranda Elise, tag team partners, of course, who made their AEW debut a couple weeks ago. They were scheduled to compete against Ty J on Collision. However, first reports came out that pretty much Nixon and Miranda walked out because they didn't want to be booked losing to them. Then reports came out about the time of the matchup, which I believe they were given 3 minutes essentially. My understanding from everything I've read up on this is it sounds like it was just a disagreement as far as like on the timing. They just didn't feel like it would do well for their character since they're trying to build themselves up. And the fact that like you literally kind of have a squash match like back to back and you're only getting like a very short period of time. I get what they're saying, but there's also the time-honored tradition in wrestling of working your way up and blah, blah, blah. And of course, I mean, Nixon Newell's a long-established veteran in the world of pro wrestling. And I mean, she's pretty much said too. She's pretty much done wrestling after these next couple of years. It's unfortunate what's happened to her because I think she's a tremendous talent. Um, I don't know if I necessarily agree or I would, but I'm not going to disagree with their decision. I support it. I mean, I think I see where they're coming from. Like, I mean, because really, I think Nixon is one of those types of talents where you could have she could have just showed up at random on AEW, and I think the crowd would have been like, "Oh shit, okay, the former Tegan Knox is here." I don't know. What do you make of this whole mess?
Um, it's definitely been a hot topic, right? And
Oh yeah,
I think with that, it's largely been blown out of proportion
I
in a
think it
lot of
has.
ways.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I want to compare it to almost like when Mercedes and Naomi walked out, and
I think
how
that's a fair assessment. Yeah.
like I feel like there was more like support on behalf of Mercedes and Naomi, like like
Mhm.
good for them, they
I think
showed
they're
them.
being looked and ostracized because it's like, well, you guys don't even have a contract. You're not even like working here. You're trying to get here, and like, I don't know. The whole thing's just kind of like it's a little confusing. It's a little, like I say, I can totally see from Nixon's point. I mean, she's an established veteran. Um,
Yeah,
but I mean, it is what it is. I
and
mean,
I'm I'm
I think they're doing. Honestly, here's my opinion on those two. They could have worked their way up in AEW, but the fact that she's really wanting to kind of wrap up her career here the next couple of years, I mean, I don't know what all she could have done. You know what I
I
mean?
think I think
Him
what
on
it
the
boils
indies,
down
but
to, honestly,
yeah,
is miscommunication.
yeah,
Is what it boils down to.
that's part of it. I mean, they did. My understanding is they did have a conversation with the producer of the match, so. It just is what it is. So, I hope this doesn't like kind of blackball her from getting bookings, but I kind of feel like it's going to. Um, so I don't know. I wish her the best because I think the thing of it is you could see the passion in her face. Like I'll never forget that moment in the Mae Young tournament where she got injured and just the oh my god, the you could just tell how much she wanted, how much she loves pro wrestling. And I honestly think with the case of Nixon Newell over the past years, it's just unfortunately it's one of those things where a combination of whether like promotions or the fans or and everything's just sucked the life out of her, and it's unfortunate, man, because it shouldn't be that way. But especially about something you're passionate and you love. So, but like I say, I wish them well. I hope we do see them. Maybe not necessarily in AEW, but I definitely hope we see them in other promotions because I
Yeah,
think
and
tremendous
like
talent.
we go and we say it all the time. Like AEW is not for everybody.
Hmm.
Like WWE is not for like there's certain
Right.
people that will work that just work better in certain promotions.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean I don't know. I wish them nothing but the best because I am like fans of both of them. Um,
Yeah.
it's kind of sucks that it didn't really work out because I think they could have been really good in
I
AEW.
kind of wish they would have been brought in different instead of just like a stepping stone for some of these other tag teams. You know what I mean? So, but I would have liked to see them get more of a flashier debut. Like, ooh, oh wow, here's Nixon Newell
Like
and Miranda
kind of
Elise.
book them like when they had that like original tag team tournament and the private party like had the upset, like
Yeah, or even you
kind of
don't
book
even
it
have
like
to put
that.
them in the tournament. I'm just saying, let's get them in a debut where they like surprise, like a tag team comes out and has an open challenge or something. I don't know, something where it would have been a crowd pop instead of just a backstage segment. But
Yeah,
I digress. It is what it is. So, but hopefully, like I say, hopefully, I hope it doesn't affect their bookings or anything. But I know if you ask the IWC, these two aren't the only that are pissed at Papa Khan because this guy right here is pissed too. If you don't know, that is Mike Mondo, who is the current NWA national champion. He's got beef with Tony Khan coming along and introducing this new championship, this national championship through AEW. I get it. I get what you're saying. Like, and it is AEW oversaturated with belts. Yeah, but what fucking company isn't it? You gonna tell me the NWA isn't oversaturated with belts? I've lost fucking track how many belts they have in the NWA, for fuck's sakes. I mean, if you want me to be completely blunt with you, like, we cover a lot of wrestling on here, but we don't really cover the NWA just because, I'm sorry, it's it's hard to keep up with, because it's like they're on the fucking Roku, but then it's like you don't know, like, the shit was filmed like months ago, and it's just like, we got enough wrestling to cover as it is. I'm sorry, NWA. I'm sorry, Billy Corgan. Just stick to fucking Smashing Pumpkins. I'm sorry, Mikey from Spirit Squad. Okay, I went for that low-hanging fruit. All right, I'm sorry. Dude looks great here, but my point being is, fucking get over it. There's a lot of championship belts out there. It is what it is. So shit happens. So we got some injuries to report upon.
No.
I know. Tomohiro Ishii.
I want to nurse him back to health.
It's going to be out for an extended
Personally.
period of time. So we want to wish him well. Hopefully he.
I'll massage your bald head.
There you go.
I'll wax it every day.
Among other things. What about Brian Cage? Will you take care of him? He is going to have knee surgery. So
there's
coming
only
up.
one solution for him. Like, he needs to, like, we all know it's real, that they have the technology to make a real Wolverine, and so
Wolverine.
He just needs to go do that.
There you go. Well, also this past week, AEW's first book. This book is All Elite. It was officially released. You can get it now at Barnes & Nobles and wherever books are sold. Looks like it could be a fun book. I think it's cool, especially looking back on the history of AEW, which is crazy, man. It's like, what, are we going on 6 years now? I feel like it just started yesterday. It's crazy, but now available. You can check that book out. And this is pretty awesome, too. This kind of a little viral clip that come out this week. Of course, we have a new mayor in New York, Saran Madani, won the election there. But what's really cool for us wrestling fans is he is one of the sickos. He's an AEW diehard, as he was at the first Grand Slam, as the picture shows here on the far right, where apparently he was there watching Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson for the first time. So pretty cool, man. I think this is pretty badass. And congratulations to him, man. I'm excited to see what's going to happen there in New York. You know, a lot of controversy from, you know, it is what it is. We're not a political show here. We're a wrestling show. So I'm just saying. But
thank God.
Thank God, right? So yeah, covering wrestling sometimes is enough. But anyways, also speaking of mayors, how about this? You had one half of the Rougeau brothers, Raymond Rougeau, would actually retain, or was reelected, I should say, as retain his. They fight for mayor in the province of Quebec. No, but no, he was reelected as mayor in Quebec, which I find really impressive too, considering Raymond Rougeau is an all-American boy. There is like nobody watching right now that gets that joke. Maybe somebody will watch the replay or something, or leave us a comment. Let us know if you get that joke, because their theme song was all American boys. Anyways, let's go to Brian with Brian's random moment of the week here this week on PW60.
Hello. Oh, I'm back again for the random moment of the week from Brian's House of Random. Outside the house right now, there's Harry the fake snake. He says, "What's up, peeps?" And so do I. Okay, so I want to look at something with the current state of pro wrestling here recently on the moments of the week. I've been looking back at the past of independent wrestling and different companies and whatnot. But thinking about the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Go Ace, and his impending retirement. And it's amazing that we're seeing so many wrestling stars, mega names that are nearing retirement. John Cena obviously coming up at the end of this year. AJ Styles retiring in 2026. Think of the longevity of his amazing, or phenomenal, pun intended, career. Samoa Joe, 46 years old, still going strong, but retirement could be coming up for him at some point. So many others, but then there's also, as I mentioned, Hiroshi Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom in the beginning of January is going to cap off an amazing career, and how fitting it is that Kazuchika Okada will be, as somebody drives by, of course. Gee, thanks. Kazuchika Okada will be his final opponent. Probably no other perfect opponent for his retirement. You think back to when Okada came back from his excursion as the Rainmaker. Don't forget about Rainmaker. If you remember that clip from Ring of Honor, you're a real one. So thinking about the history when he came back and the historic feud he's had with Tanahashi, how appropriate, the proverbial cherry on the top of a wonderful career. Even if he loses the match, wins the match, whatever the case is, to see Okada, Tanahashi one more time, Tokyo Dome, is going to be absolutely amazing. So go Ace and have yourself a great rest of the week and enjoy more PW60.
Great question, Brian. And leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Also, we did, you know what? We were so enamored with this, we completely forgot to mention this. Ghetto is back in the corner of Kazuchika Okada as well. Of course, Ghetto, the longtime manager of Okada. So that's going to be interesting, them reuniting one more time at the Tokyo Dome. Well, we got some updated cards upcoming for you here in the world of independent wrestling. I got to tell you, this House of Glory show is stacked. Super Clash will be coming to you Saturday, November the 15th. It'll be here before you know it. And, of course, Mercedes Monet's next championship has been revealed. She will challenge, I hate to say it, but come on, man. She will challenge the very popular Phoenix, Nor Diana, who is your current APAC Wrestling Women's Champion. So that match will be taking place at Super Clash. Speaking of the ladies going at it, how about this matchup? Shayna Baszler one-on-one against Maki Ito. That's going to be incredible. And some other incredible matches. Look at this, a dream matchup. Nick Nemeth going up against Amazing Red. And for the House of Glory Championship, Charles Mason will defend against Desmond Xavier. Of course, the recently released Desmond Xavier. And also, how about this tag match? We got Shotzi teaming up with Scarlett Bordeaux to take on Priscilla Kelly and Alley Catch. All that and so much more coming to you at House of Glory Super Clash, Saturday, November 15th. And, of course, we'll have the results for you here on PW60. Let's talk about Defy. Their Aeon card is coming up on November 21st. And it is going to be a rematch for the Defy World Championship with Brian Keith defending against, oh, my God, I can't think of the kid's name. He was in a tag team. I can't think of that kid's name. That's terrible.
Is his first name Charlie?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I want to say it's Charlie Wu.
I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Charlie Wu. But that matchup, if Mike was here, he could tell you. But that their first matchup was badass. I'm sure this is going to be even better. Also on the card, we've got Judas Icarus against Mad Dog Conley and Furt Fixon against Rebel Kel. So all that will be coming to you at Devi's Aeon show on November 21st. A little sad news here in the world of pro wrestling. Deathlock Pro Wrestling has announced that it will be taking an indefinite hiatus. So here you go. You got another indie company. You hate to see it that is going to be closing down. Now, I think it's just temporary. Hopefully they can kind of reestablish himself. But think of it this way, man. In this day and age, man, as with the numbers and what indie wrestling's doing right now and its draw, still though, man, it is harder than hell in this day and age to operate any business. So kudos to all of these indie promoters out here who are. Here's the thing: these guys, it's not like they're making bukus of money, man. They're doing this for the love of pro wrestling. So, hopefully they will be able to open the doors back again. But Deathlock Pro Wrestling, for all you DPW fans, they will be taking a hiatus. So we'll see what happens going forward.
We would say this. If you're watching this and you're not currently supporting or trying to support or going to
Go
your
out
local
and support your local
show.
indie wrestling, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's shows that run up against like pay-per-views and other big things, and they still draw pretty good, man. Because there's no feeling like that atmosphere of being at an independent wrestling show, and you see so many talents. Speaking of which, let's go closing out our show this week. We have our indie spotlight. We mentioned her earlier. She is who we want to highlight this week. We are talking about the Nomi herself, Gabby Forza. Like I say, she is a powerhouse, man. Like she did some amazing things in that trios matchup against Fandle 48. Also, because I went and did a deep dive on her, she is actually Bear Bronson's wife. I did not know that. So her and Bear Bronson teaming up with Matt Tremont in that big trios matchup from GCW this past weekend. But go check her out. Follow her on all of her social media platforms. I hope we get to see her soon here in the Midwest. I would love to see her again in a GCW ring, which I think is a safe bet because she was a tremendous talent. And like I say, if you're not following her, go follow her on our social medias. Check out her stuff because she is awesome. Wrestling. We got another big week up ahead of us. Of course, Blood and Guts is this Wednesday. Cannot wait for that. And we'll have all the results for you for that. And so much more next week here on Pro Wrestling 60. Till next time, I'm Xlj the Og. This is Mr. B-Roll. And we'll see you in another episode of PW60. Everybody take care. Have an amazing week. Bye.